We have some more NHL trades to discuss, including Freddie Claesson on his way to Tampa, Mattias Janmark's on his way to Vegas, and we also just got word that Carl Soderberg's going back to the Avalanche, and guys like Alex Iafallo and Scott Laughton are not being traded. They've re-signed. We'll jump into the details coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. Now, as I mentioned, we have some more breaking news here in the NHL. We're just over a half an hour away from the deadline as I record this. By the time it makes it to YouTube, it'll likely be a little bit past the deadline, but we have some more news here. Guys like Iafallo and Laughton have re-signed and they will not be traded here today. Alex Iafallo has agreed to a 4-year times $4 million annual contract with the LA Kings. So that's $16 million over 4 years with a $4 million cap hit. So obviously we know he was looking for a raise. He's having an excellent season and somebody they felt that could be a big part of the team's future, but they didn't want to risk losing for nothing. And contract negotiations really were not going overly well. So there was a lot of thought that he would be moved. But as we heard, that negotiations really grinded away here late last night into the morning, and they've come to terms. So Iafallo will remain with the Kings. Same goes for Scott Laughton and the Philadelphia Flyers. Many believe that he really wanted to remain in Philly and might have taken a little bit of a team discount. He gets a 5-year deal at $3 million per season. Obviously, he was having a career season right now for the Flyers. A hard-working player, somebody you can count on every night to put the effort in. I said his offensive numbers are up, and certainly it was getting a lot of attention from a lot of teams who could play that playoff style, physical style of the game, and pitch in a little bit on the offensive side of the puck as well. So certainly an interesting player that we're certainly getting lots of inquiries on, but the Flyers and Laughton have come to terms, and he remains there over the next long term here. Now, as I mentioned, we have a few other minor deals as well. We have the Tampa Bay Lightning picking up a depth defenseman. They've got Freddie Claesson from the San Jose Sharks. In return, the Sharks get a goalie prospect, Magnus Krona. So a pretty minor deal on both sides there, but obviously Claesson, somebody who's been around the NHL for quite some time now, has bounced around a bit since he left the Senators organization. He's been with a variety of teams, but certainly somebody who could be a number 6-7 guy if need be, can be on your taxi squad, somebody who's versatile and can jump in if necessary. I don't imagine he'll get a lot of ice time there in Tampa. He'll likely be down, the depth chart far enough that he'll just be an insurance piece when we get to the playoffs. Now, as I mentioned as well, we also have Mattias Janmark heading to Vegas, and the San Jose Sharks were once again involved to broker this deal with their rivals, the Vegas Golden Knights, for getting an extra pick here for their effort. So how this works is the Vegas Golden Knights have picked up Mattias Janmark and a 5th-round pick from the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for a 3rd and a 4th-round pick. And then in return, the San Jose Sharks, for retaining salary on Janmark's deal, they get that 5th-round pick that gets transferred over to them. So they get another draft pick for basically renting out their cap space. So it's certainly working well here for Doug Wilson to kind of load up on some picks. The Sharks certainly could use a deeper prospect pool and start working towards the future here. And that's certainly something they're working on with the space they have available. So Janmark will be a good fit, I think, in Vegas. A good, anywhere from top to middle 6 wingers. Good complementary piece. Not a high-end player on his own. Doesn't get a lot of attention, but he can certainly fit in, on a line with some high-end players and play a very smart two-way game. He could fit in well with guys like Stone and Pacioretty. You could put him more in the middle with like Alex Tuck in the middle of your lineup. So hard to say exactly where they put it. I think he'll play on Tuck's line, maybe Tuck along with Nosek. That might be a line. Hard to say exactly where he goes, but a good pickup just to make that middle part of your lineup that much stronger. And again, fairly small price tag here. He has to give up a couple of picks, but as we've seen at this deadline, when teams really want their guys, they're willing to pay the price if they feel it really makes them that much better of a team. And we also saw the last news here, the Chicago Blackhawks have traded veteran center iceman Carl Soderberg, who was there on a short-term, fairly cheap veteran contract, goes back to the Avalanche, where he used to play for quite a number of years. The Avalanche get Soderberg back in exchange for a couple of minor league players. The Chicago Blackhawks get center iceman Josh Dickinson and winger Ryder Rolston, who was a 2020 pick of the Avalanche and is currently going through the U.S. college system here at University of North Dakota in the NCAA. So another UND player on the move there. So really the Avalanche, to add some extra depth at the center position, not a bad move. A player they're very familiar with, not a bad price to pay. They don't give up any of their top prospects, don't really give up any high-end picks or anything. So again, another smaller move that could pay dividends and be a nice addition. So I'd love to know what everybody's thoughts are on all of these deals down in the comments. We'll be back again with more videos as the deals roll in, so stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date here on all the goings on for NHL Trade Deadline 2021. New to the channel, consider subscribing and turning on your notifications so you don't miss any future content. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest NHL news. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.